Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be demonstrating a step-by-step guide in adding TMRs to the Dualsense Edge module. This module is first gen. One thing to note about first and second gen is first gen only has one screw, second gen has three. Today's video will be sponsored by Gulikit. They provided me with these TMR joysticks, and that's what we'll be using today for this install. I'll be showing you everything that'll be needed for today. Anything that you see that I've shown today will be linked down in the description. First thing you'll need obviously is a soldering iron. In order to get it open, we'll need a 2.0 Phillips head screwdriver, tweezers. I'll be using both regular and ceramic. You'll need some pry tools, soldering flux, desoldering pump. Something that I like to use for this job, especially with the edge, is this desoldering tool that gets every point, every pin at one time, desoldering it. And if there's anything that I missed, I'll mention in the description. What you'll also need is some 99% isopropyl alcohol. This will be to help clean up the soldering flux. All right, now let's get started. First things first, of course, so grab your screwdriver and remove that one screw for this one. Set that to the side. Now we'll pry off these. Are a lot easier on the second gen to remove. All right, got that off. And the edge module is pretty straightforward with removing it. You just take off this thumbstick cap and then lift out. One thing that you will have is, of course, the function key. You can just set that to the side. We'll be placing it right back here later. So all of that. And just take off this thumbstick adapter. We won't need this anymore since the Gulikit set comes with its own. All right. First things first, get this, my PCB holder. First thing I'll be doing is adding some 6337 wire to it, because all of these have been soldered with lead free and they're a lot harder to temp, so just get in with this one. Get my fan. Let's go in and heat up each one, adding the new solder. While all of that is happening, I'll be preheating my removal tool. That way it'll be all good and ready to go before actually taking this out. Alright, I got all of those spots hit. Now just the time waiting to get my iron. Alright, now my iron is preheated for a couple minutes. I'll begin removing the joystick. This instance right here is why I like to have this set of tweezers. This one holds on to the stick for me, and I don't have to do any work. So I'll take that. I'll just apply this to the pins. Just like that, it falls out by itself. Now I can just turn off my removal iron. Now we can proceed to removing the remaining solder. With this removal, I'll keep my iron at 400. I will add a little additional just for the help with my pump and the transferring of heat. Make sure that each hole has a good amount for the soldering pump to grab. That one's clean. I don't need to do that one. Alright. Now I grab my pump. Go over here. I like to keep this little container for getting rid of my excess. Just let it heat up, hold it for a second. And zoom in so you can see what's happening. Alright, now I'll check to make sure I got all of the holes cleaned up. See if I can help you see with the blue background. Maybe 1, 2. I need a little extra help. But just looking at it, everything looks great. I don't see any partially clogged holes. As you can see, alright, I have a little piece cut off. A tip for using wick is to cut off a short piece and use some tweezers to hold it. This is because if you try to use the whole spool, the heat will just be transferred throughout the whole spool instead of just to this one piece. So you're not wasting any heat transference. I'm just cleaning up these holes. Make sure they're not rough. Alright, now that I have that done, I'll actually clean it up just a little because that wick does have a little flux in it. Take my alcohol, spray just a little on it, and clean up any excess flux that I may have left on the board. Make it nice and clean. Alright. Now, I'm gonna take that, set that to the side for just a second. Double check, make sure all the holes are clean. Alright, now we can take our joystick, I just need one today, and you'll place it right into it. First thing first, make sure that none of the pins are bent. These have a slight angle to them, so I'll just take my tweezers, bend them back a little bit. There we go. It's just so it'll fall into the holes just right. Alright, like that. Alright, it's snug. Make sure it's flush all the way around. Press down. Now what I'll do is I'll take some of my flux, zoom out for you. Take some of my flux and apply to 2 spots on the pins. These right here, that one, and this one over here. Reason being is even though I have rosin cord wire, by the time I get it to the pin, all of the flux inside it will be gone. So by using this, I'll help it flow by itself. Let that go. Same thing on the other one. Just let it flow a little bit. And hold. And now what I've done is kept the module in place. That way there won't be any movement on the board. Now I can go back and do all of the pins. Now, just do each one of them. Alright, now that part is complete, we'll need to clean some of this flux up again. Alright, now that that's clean, there's one more step in the soldering process, and this involves the new way that was discovered on how to install modules and to calibrate them. We used to have to install calibration boards, but there's been a new breakthrough, maybe 2 months or so, where it's no longer needed. These are the boards that used to have to be installed. Thankfully, we don't have to do that anymore. It's more of an optional thing now. But what I will have to do is place a jumper wire from there to here. Alright, I'll get my jumper wire here. It's a very short piece that's needed. Essentially what this is going to do is it's going to unlock the module so that we can calibrate it. This was one point in time was only something that was capable by Sony themselves. Alright, now I have my wire cut, and just for information on this, this is a 30 gauge wire, single strand, and I just need a little bit of it exposed. It's okay to just burn it off. Just make sure you clean your iron afterwards. Take off both ends, just like that. Now, this task is tedious and very small, but absolutely necessary in the process. I will give a small amount of tin on the tip because this spot right here is very tiny to work with, so I need it to melt fast and quick. Alright, got it on there. Sorry about not zooming in. That one is done. Now I'll need to get to this spot right here. Kind of made it too long, but that's okay. Alright. Make sure it's on there. I can lift this up and it stays, just in case. I'll add just a little. I knew it's there, but nope, see, it just jumped off on me. Just like that. Add a little extra and it'll be okay. Alright, for this part of the video, I'll be showing you how to unlock the module. And for this, I won't be, just for the unlocking, I'm not going to put it back in the shell. First, I'll need to install it into this Dualsense Edge. I'll just take out this right side. What we'll do is just plug it in there. Make sure it's in. You can close this or not, it doesn't matter. You can still remove it no matter what. Alright. Now I'll just plug it into my laptop. As you can see, it's changing the colors normal. If there was any error, you have white flashing lights right here. As you see on the screen, I now have, it shows that the controller is connected, but both modules are locked. This module right here does have a TMR in it, but I used the old way that I mentioned earlier with the driver board, so I won't be able to unlock that one, but this one I will be. All right, now we'll come over to the software, and all I have to do is click the unlock modules, it'll find the necessary one that's able to be unlocked and do that for me. As you can see, it said right module. It says failed, but it is unlocked. That's the previous one. All right, now that that's done, we can exit. I'll disconnect this controller. Pop out this module. What I will have to do now, though, is because of this, I need to put it back into its casing. For now, I'll use the old cap. Place that back on. And then grab the casing. The thing with the casing on this is because of that wire, you may have some difficulties getting the casing back on. It's all part of the process. We'll remove that wire later on though, no problem. And also I won't worry about putting this function key back on until I remove that wire. So for now, I'll just place this back in. Only reason I need the casing is so I can get a good feel of the controller with it in place, and to help with the calibration, because you don't want the you need this ring right here in order to calibrate it. So we'll just slide that in like normal, pop that down. Now definitely need this stick in order to calibrate it. Now we'll go over to the calibration website. All right, now we're on the website. We'll just connect here. Show everything's good. I'll just connect on the website. Choose which one you're using. You'll get this pop up. Everything that I just did is explained here. Welcome to read it, but I'll be showing you steps on how to calibrate. All right, first thing we'll notice is, of course, it's off center. That's natural, always happens. What I'll do is fine tune the center for it. For the y-axis to come down, we need to focus right here. We'll come down here to this part, this center Y. Bring it down till you get to 0. A non-flickering 0, best. All right, now we need to focus on the X. That one's a plus. Let's bring that number up until we get a 0. If you use the arrow keys, it'll do it live. But if you sit here and press the arrow, it won't always do it live. You can see I'm holding it down, it's not changing. If I let go, now it's up. So if you use your arrow keys, it'll count with you. All right, got it centered. Let's go ahead and save it. We can save it permanently now. All right, yeah, okay. Now what we'll need to do is calibrate the range. All right, before we start, we'll check the circularity. See, it's high on the top side, and if you notice, it's on both the left and the right quadrants of the top. So this will make it a lot easier to calibrate. And what I'll do in order to do that is Go here to the left stick on the fine tune calibration and move my stick up to that point, and I'm going to dial back the upper side of the y-axis. Just lower it down. I'm going to take it down until this black dot right here touches the edge of that circle, and that'll get it back in a good range for it. Remember to use your arrow keys in order to see the movement live. See how close we can get right here. Let's take it to 390. See what it does. You notice I've only looked at this side, but because I was adjusting this top line, the positive side of the y-axis, that positive side of the y-axis always also affects over here. So if I swing over, you've seen that it actually brought it in as well. So now I can go all the way around. You'll see everything there. Now I can hit save. See now I snapped the center a little bit, but it's right back to 0. I'm going to do a circularity check. Take it all the way around. Still a little red, but you'll notice it's still a great number. You got 6.21%. But we can do a little bit better than that. This time I'll go over to this side. Not that it matters. I'm just going to use this side. I think I'll bring it down to 350. Sounds like a nice even number. Take it back to 355 just to be safe. We can hit the save button. Run the circularity test again. Oh, that's beautiful. One more time in counterclockwise direction. Great. All right, now we'll do clockwise. That was great too. One more time. Boom. Got it down to a 538. And for me, that is a great spot for it to be. I'll get back in here one more time just to make sure that that center's good. Bring it down to a 2000. I know it needs a little bit more. Let's try 85. Hit save. Save changes permanently. All right. Now that that's saved, we'll try the circularity one more time. It's good. Circularity. Good. You're welcome to go in here and keep playing with it until you get those red areas slightly further in, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But now I repeat this, there's nothing wrong with this. This is how it's supposed to look, and there's nothing wrong. You can get it down to get it a more perfect circle for your preference, but it's not required. All right, now we'll dive back in. Something I did forget about this process is this software actually does calibrate the center for you. So all you have to do once you unlock it is just to hit the calibrate center, and it'll do the work for you. Successful. And it's recommended that you back up the calibration for this module. Just hit that, give it a second. Then before we remove the wire, we have to lock the module back. All right, that's it for using the computer for everything. Now we just hit exit. All right, now let's get back into this controller and get this wire removed. Since we didn't put any screws in, it should just pop right off. Just get that off of there. And remember, I did mention I'll actually be using Gulikit's thumbstick. These are actually, you can switch these out for higher sticks for more accuracy. I'll put a link in the description for the alternates that you can buy. Just know that you don't have to only use these. These are they can be changed out. So I'll just pop this back off. Put the adapter on. Make sure to press it all the way down. You don't want any problems. Alright. Let's get this wire off of here. Getting the wire off is pretty much just tapping those spots to remove it with a hot iron. It's nothing to it. Just boom. It's already come off. There wasn't no work at all. This one you'll need a little bit more precision, but it's not a difficult thing to do. Just get in there on top of it and pull. That's it. Now we can put this back in this casing. First things first, get your function key. Ooh, that fan was loud. Just prop that in like that. Function key always gives me trouble, but it's just part of it. Just wiggle it in, snap right into place. Make sure it's good and tight. Hit your function key, make sure everything's good. Just like it should be. See if you can hear that. Alright. Get this screw back in here. Alright. Make sure the movement good. Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Alright, get this stick back on there. Press down. And that's your TMR installation. Calibrated and ready to go. Just pop it in here. Lock it down. I know it's awkward to see this one. This black with the blue. So I'll go ahead and fix it for the sake of the video. I know it's still opposites, but that's what we're working with right now. I've grown to like the Gulikit thumbsticks more because it's just a different kind of grip. It feels more rugged but has a good grip to it and holds on well, unlike the stock. So I've grown to like it. You notice it's slightly taller. All right, next, some gameplay.
Domination. Green light! Go, go, go! Securing B. We lost B. Securing Alpha.
I'll say this once. Do not fuck with me.
Southwest available.
Taking Bravo underway.
Tally.
Bravo lost.
Did him in.
Losing Bravo.
Got a sniper. Let's make moves.
Losing.
Sending concussion. Scout pulses up.
Southwest
Hostile.
available.
Morphine administered.
Enemy with Semtex. Scanning with scout pulse.
Getting UAV on grid.
Hostile SAM turret.
Backup stop coming. You want to get out of this?
Got a mover.
Losing B.
Bumped him off.
Commence care package delivery.
Alright, that was the gameplay for the Gulikit TMR Dualsense Edge module. I appreciate anyone that stuck around for this long to watch it. If you have any comments on how to go about doing this, just feel free to ask in the comments below or contact me in my social media links listed below. Or even if you want me to do this service for you, feel free to reach out to me in the same way. If you like what you saw here today, leave a like and a follow. That way we can continue doing things just like this all the time. In the meantime, I appreciate you sticking around with it, and I'll see you next time.